Greetings everybody, I am the Soviet Warlord and today I'm bringing you another episode of Space Engineers. So, as of last time we were setting up our tunnel bore and getting ourselves ready to ship in some massively industrialised materials. Well, I have actually been quite busy at work. I'm actually busy working on getting the materials for the next part of the project. If you have a look here, I'm actually making some steel plates. Now, there's a few changes I've made. I have another cargo container, this one here put together. I decided to set up shop somewhere. Over in the distance you can see, I think I've marked crash site. That's because that's pretty much what it looks like right now. There's not really anything over there, it's just a hole in the side of an asteroid, but that is where I'm going to set up shop. I need to test a few things before I actually finalise the opening to that place. But what I plan to do here, and it's a key thing in terms of building this base, is I'm going to build a fighter ship. And that's because there's a lot of these private sales and business shipments, like this one, going past on a regular basis. Now they're quite large ships for, well, what I could classify as a small ship, I suppose. Quite a lot of them go by and they're quite large. Because a lot of the ideas I have for doing these ships, it comes from the idea of capturing and repurposing these things. I want to make sure that these ships fit in my hangar before I actually decide to finalise it and put down the groundwork. So in order to do that, I'm going to need a fighter ship to take out the guns so that I can then hijack these things. I'll also need a salvage ship so that I can bring them home afterwards. In theory I could do that with a small fighter ship. I could just put landing gear on the back and that's pretty much all I need to do. Now I am going to make this out of heavy armour. That's going to need steel plates and a metal grid for each block. Now that is what I've gone ahead and tried to build here. Helps if I click the right spot. So I'm getting an absolute dump ton of steel plates. On top of that, my ship attached here, small reactor is pretty much good to go. I've managed to somehow accumulate 305 tons of gravel, which makes me laugh. My materials are down here, there's a lot of magnesium and nearly half a kiloton of iron. This is perfect down here. There's obviously 306 tons of gravel down there as well. Let's take that out. Can I combine these? Not really. So yeah, I can carry 422 tons of gravel in there and 189 in here. Now that is one hell of a lot. Anyway, I have metal plates and I have metal grids, so this is what I'm going to use to fashion the ship. Now I'm not going to bore you with all of the intricate details, so what I'm going to do here is flesh out the base for you, and then I'll go over the finer details with you afterwards. So I'm going to build it on top of here. If you'll excuse me for a few moments, I'm literally going to lay down the landing gear and see if I can fashion together the framework. So bear with me a few moments. Okay, so just a little progress update for you here. I have the internal workings fleshed out. So the cockpit has an entrance at the front, which I've decided not to use, though to be fair, with this on the front I could really. Underneath here I have a rocket launcher. Fortunately I don't need to worry about like the inventory or connecting it to a conveyor because it cannot be reloaded, so I literally just have to fill that manually. There is a reloadable launcher, but I need to put this on the front so it doesn't end up completely destroying me when I fire it. So I've got a conveyor that goes from the cockpit up to a large reactor. I figure with a ship this big I'm going to need a lot of power. So I have a large reactor. Fighters need to be nippy and quick. Now the tunnel bore down there has 2 gyroscopes. So I've decided that 4 is the best way to go when it comes to a fighter, which I've done here. Conveyors link this to 6 interlinked Gatling guns across the shape. of this ship. As you can see, it's a bit of a V shape. So this is going to trail back a little bit here, and then I'm going to have it come branching back in like a proper V shape. It's going to look a little bit clunky, but hopefully I can put in some slopes to sort of iron that out, really. But this is the internal workings, because the way I like to build ships is to create the internal sort of mechanism, really, like how the guns work, how the ship gets power, all that sort of stuff. Once I have that put together, that's when I decide how it's going to look on the outside. I mean, I could make this look a lot nicer by putting ramps in here, just to sort of even out the shape. I mean, I could put like a gradient ramp here potentially, and here. That sort of makes it a little bit more well-rounded, like what I've done here. But I want to smooth the bottom of the ship over a little bit, because I mean these ramps look a bit clunky on the front. There's too many sort of straight edges. But I just need to make sure I cover the bare essentials under here. So I need at least another layer, potentially another slope to round the shape out, and then I need to add my thrusters. There's going to be plenty of space for the thrusters, I feel, so that's not going to be an issue. But yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. I mean, if you want to have a look at this build as it is now, and you want to take inspiration from it, by all means go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Right, so I'm going to put together the framework a bit more, and I'll be back in a few moments again. Okay guys, so I have this set up. Bear with me a moment. Yeah. So I have the whole ship set up. I'm quite proud of it. It's got a whole host of thrusters, but it still needs a few modifications. I have the beacon set up in there, the TAF Victory. This uses a lot of heavy armour, so it doesn't travel particularly fast. I had a misfire on this thing. Oh, that's not good. What happened in here? Let me just check the ship is still in order. 1, 2, 3, 6 Gatling guns. 7 gyroscopes? 8 gyroscopes, no. Yeah, this is in the wrong order. The reactor and a cargo container. That's good. And I can still move all my cargo. Yeah, I have a lot of ammo here, so I'm good with that. Now, this thing needs a couple more gyroscopes, I feel, because it doesn't quite turn as quickly as I'd like. So let's add in a few more. Like so. So I've added in 3 more compared to what I did last time. That's better. But jeez, those engines make a noise. So yeah, as you can see, I have 33,000 bullets when it comes to this thing. And I'm still not quite happy with this, in that I want a rocket on the front of this somewhere. Now, I have a problem in that the last time I tried to test fire a rocket, it kind of exploded on me, so let me find out what a rocket launcher costs. I don't need any more thrusters. So my brother tells me that the yellow side is where the rocket actually fires from. But I really want to make sure of that before I actually mount this thing. So let's put it on a place where I couldn't possibly cause damage to myself. I just need a large steel tube, okay? Large steel tubes, I know I have some in here, just like that. Okay, so the yellow side is over here. Okay. So, have I got any rockets in here by any chance? I have one, that'll do. I salvaged a rocket from a passing enemy ship, so let's put the rocket here. Right, so it comes right out the front. Okay. So it is that side which fires the rocket. That's what I did wrong last time. I had the rocket backwards, so all I did was turn around and shoot myself in the arse, which probably isn't the best way to do it. So let me dismantle these. So yeah, I've got a lovely TAF Victory on here. I call it the lovely Victory Fighter. Because I win with this thing. Well, at least, what am I doing? So I don't use the grinder. I'm not with it today. There we go. Okay, so this time I am actually going to mount it correctly. There we go. Yeah, because I thought the rockets went in the back and fired out of the front, where I was completely wrong there. So the rockets will now fire in the correct direction here. Right, let me fuel this up with missiles and we'll see how it goes. Production. No. 200-meter missile container. That is quite a few materials, uranium in particular. Oh shit, I don't have any uranium. It's all in here. I'll just take 38 out. I've got plenty of fuel there anyway. There we go. Now this is a heavily armoured fighter, but I'm not really going to be taking this up against anything military. Though I may see if I can salvage that mining carriage. That would be quite nice. So let's take 30 missiles. They do weigh a ton, these missiles, as far as I understand. Right, please don't destroy my ship. Yes! Right, we are fully operational. So let's save this. Like that. And I think it's time to go and pirate something. Oh, I'm so excited. Right, there's a mining carriage. So you can see the beams where my guns are going to fire. However, before I do that, I want to put some landing gear on here so I can couple onto ships and steal them. Though, given how far these generators poke out, I don't know if I've got... I don't think I've got thruster damage on, so I think I should be fine. So let's put... Oh, steel plates. I can't get anything right today. Let me get some steel plates. I need some of these. Let's just take 40 of these. And take... 40 of these. I will need construction components, I know that much. I've got some with me. Okay, put that on there. On the undersides. Now, if the ship is too wide, I won't be able to couple onto this, but it's worth a try. Paint these yellows so they stay with the colour scheme. And I want landing gear. Small landing gear. I'm going to need motors and tubes. Yeah, motors and tubes. Okay, that's fine with me. Let's take 10 of those. And 10 of those. I want to see if I can take that mining carriage today. These modular thrusters should be able to handle the weight of 2 ships, because they're pretty beastly. Right, let's refuel. Now I'm going to save this here as another backup. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's see what this ship can do. Oh! And that is exactly why I did that. With me. Oh dear. Bear with me one moment. There we go. And this is why I should not be in charge of a space vehicle. Right. So let's try that again. Okay. Oh, I'm actually quite excited. This is going to be awesome. Okay, that is a bit too responsive. Does it have any guns on it? To be fair, I think I should be more worried about this assailant that's coming in. Damage something. Oh, he didn't like that, did he? Oh, straight in the side. I think he's disabled. Yeah, that's that completely gone. I could technically salvage this, to be honest with you. I think I'm more interested in the mining carriage. Right, come on, let's take this out. Right, I think I got the turret. Still another one. Crap, I've been hit. Right, where are my landing gears? On the bottom. Right, can I clamp to this ship anywhere? I'm about matched up to its speed, so let's see if I can drill into the ship somewhere. There's a container in there. Front of the ship looks like it's going to be somewhere over here, so that's a large cargo container. The control panel must be in here. That's the container. That's the control station. Just like that. Dampeners on. Oh, ow, okay. Where's the Victory? I want to get back to the Victory before it escapes me. The Victory is drifting. There we go. Right, I must have taken some pretty serious damage there. By the look of it, I took a few hits to the thrusters on the top and bottoms, but we're okay. Okay, so the mining carriage has stopped. So I may wish to disable this antenna before it... there we go. Before it calls for more backup. Right, the ship is now disabled. Right, let's bring this back. Yeah, all that's left is the outpost. Yeah, we can see the damage. I haven't taken too much. We're good. In proximity, locked. Oh god, this ship is going to be hard to take with me, but I reckon I can do it. Right, whereabouts am I heading with this? This is going to be an ordeal and a half, but I am going to make this. Where is it? The platform. Where is my platform? Oh, down there. There it is. Right. Let's turn, turn, and turn. This is going to be an ordeal, but I can do this. I know I can do this. I can tow this mining carriage back home. I knew I wouldn't be able to tug this. This is one huge ship. Holy crap. It's going to take some effort. Though it's only 7 kilometers away, I don't need to go too far. I wonder if the other ship is, the gyroscopes on the other ship have re-enabled. Pulling a ship 3 times my own weight, that's why. I was right about one thing, the thrusters can handle it. Yes, we've got it. We've got another ship. Yes, boys. Oh, but the weight of the ship is dragging me down. Yeah, it is gently slowing me down, so I don't really want to pull too hard. I can't even turn this ship, it's that heavy. I am interested to know what's in those containers though. Well, 6 hours of fuel, you can make it. Meters, come on, nearly there. Yes, boys, we have a ship. We have pirated our first ship. Right, let's decouple from here. Let's get back into the cockpit, wherever it was. In here. There it is. I think I managed to leave the all of the thrusters intact, so this ship is still good in its own right. That's pretty decent. Oh god, it's not very responsive though. Yeah, it's been, somehow it's taken some damage. I can't quite tell how, but it's taken damage. That's quite a bit of ammo. Okay, so the conveyors by the look of it aren't connected. Yeah, the door of the mining carriage is on that side. How did I not even see that? Okay, what's in these? Oh yeah, access denied, of course. Right, I'm going to salvage these. Give me one moment and I'm going to see what's inside. Okay, so I have salvaged it. So I've pretty much realigned all of the ownership of this this vessel. It is now officially mine. Now, there's still a few things I haven't quite changed yet, like the collector and one of the reactors, but hey ho, it works. Now there's one problem in that this is the hangar that I've built, the marker that I set up as crash site, and as you can see it is just ever so slightly too big. Though if I welded down this landing gear it would probably fit, but I don't really want to worry about the landing gear. So what I'm going to do is bring the tunnel bore back here and widen this a little bit more, and hopefully we can fit some of the larger pirate ships in here, because this is what this base is going to be. It's going to be my safe haven as well as a section for me to steal ships and then repurpose them, like a sort of manufacturing facility. I am going to eventually build a much larger facility, and if you guys want me to, I can at some point, I don't know, go into creative mode and spawn a planet like a really long way away and then try and raid the planet, which I'm sure I could do, but that's for another day really. But I have the whole vessel, it's all been repurposed. I literally just need to find a place to house it, and this hangar is just too small. But the main thing is we've pirated a vessel and it is now ours. There's nothing in the connector, that's nice. So what I'm going to do is end the episode here. What I'm going to do in the meantime is widen this hangar and make it a little bit bigger, because I want an area in the middle which I can dedicate to salvage and research and drafting, and I want some bays along the side which I can store ships that I've built and that I actively use, like the TAF Victory and the tunnel bore. But that's going to have to wait for a while. I need to build some stuff. Anyway, I'm going to leave that here. I do hope you've enjoyed. I can't really think of a use for this mining carriage, so I might have to melt it down. But that's for another episode. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm going to do some stuff off camera here. As usual, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace out.